The next thing I heard was, blood of God. I was like, where is that coming from? I just had to go close to my window like this, and I listened. On top of the ta ta ta, I was still hearing quake, 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 quake. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I have a juicy story to tell, guys. I have my drink here, so I want you to grab your own drink too, because this is so juicy. You need to get a drink. Sip along with me, all right? Toast! Like I just toasted on my entire clothes. Let's open the ground for this story. Bust that open. This happened when I was 7, way back in 2019. You know, when you're 7, you don't get to get all this two-stop house except you're that rich, or maybe you're going from your parents' house, which is rare, or staying in a self-contained house, a minimalist apartment. Do you know how Nigerians here, we can build self-contained houses? Face me, I face you. That's like the popular name that it is called. Your room is basically facing another person's room. Whatever you're doing inside there, if the window is facing there and the window is open, the person is definitely going to be seeing what is going on inside your room. I have this, my neighbor, my closed door neighbor, but she was adjacent to mine. My kitchen and bathroom wall is dividing her kitchen and her bedroom wall. That is how we are close together. I was a copper. She was a copper as well. This my neighbor really talks to no one. Especially we are the only two that are coppers in that compound. So I am basically the only one that she feels comfortable talking to. I kind of mind my business. I don't even care whatever happens in that compound, because so many people have been staying there before I came, and they will still be there while I leave. Sometimes I cook and give her, sometimes she cooks and give me, so we are kind of this close. And sometimes when I'll be in my room, I know her boyfriend, who is also 7, the guy gets to visit at times, but the kind of gist that the compound people have about her is something that I really even don't know about. So one day I came out of my room, I was kind of gisting with her direct opposite neighbor, married woman with kids. She was just saying something like, "This your neighbor, eh? This your neighbor, eh?" That girl said, I don't understand her. I was just confused, like, she minds her business, so what could she be talking about? The woman was like, "Where is she from?" I was like, she's from the east. Her state is not far from my state, but we're not from the same state, but we are all both from east. The lady was like, "No, she doesn't behave like an Easterner," because the woman is from south, so she obviously knows east, how they behave. She was like, she doesn't really behave like she's from the east. East people don't act like that. I'm like, what do you mean by act like that? How does she behave? Is it because she's reserved and she's calm, she doesn't talk to anybody? The woman was like, do you know the kind of noise that girl makes almost every night, disturbing my peaceful sleep? I'm like, I need to take that sip before hearing that gist. What do you mean by disturbing you every night? She said, the way men troop into her room every night, you just be hearing sound, bed shaking, and all that type of stuff. I'm like, in my head, why can't people actually mind their business? It is her life. If she wants to live like that, then it's up to her. I didn't consider it being bad or being good, because it is none of my business. And because I was the only one she kind of talks to, I don't really want to indulge myself in such discussions about someone that confides in me and kind of talks to me, but she doesn't tell me her private life. It is not my business. I had to end this discussion. I am not listening to this discussion anymore. Like, this gist, Ian Sweet, I am done gisting. I had to change the topic. Immediately I was able to change the topic, I had this breath of fresh air. Whew. I actually got away without saying a word. Before you know it, the next day I will be the one they will be gisting about. Aside that, one day I just came back from work. I was so tired, so hungry. I had the last soup remaining in my pot. Okay, let me prepare some eba and finish up the soup. I was just sitting down on the floor, spread my legs wide, brought the pot. Immediately I dipped my hand inside the bar to swallow the first round. The next thing I heard was, ah, eh? What's that sound? I just stood up. I tiptoed towards the direction where the sound was coming from. Flicked my hair like this and then put my ears. The next thing I heard, apart from that ta-ta-ta sound, was bed quaking sound. Yay! Oh, but Jesus, what's that? I had to mind my business, but I couldn't mind my business. I am alone in the room, and how do you expect me to hear such sound? And in fact, I was no more hungry. I needed to hear that sound. I was even hearing. It was funny and it was fun to listen to. I don't even know. Funny enough, this sound was actually coming from my neighbor's room. I didn't even take it too serious, but I had to take it a little serious, you know. Gossip is sweet, especially when you're gossiping to yourself. So, hey, the bathroom window was kind of closer. I entered inside my bathroom. I kept my ear. The power of knacking sound. Hey, I went. I listened. It was clearer. All of a sudden, I remembered, oh, I was actually eating. For me to dip my hand inside the food again, I spent so much time listening. And I heard the door knock. Tick. Just tiptoed into my kitchen, because through my kitchen window, you can actually see anyone that is leaving the compound. I just went there, I peeped. I saw one man coming out, and I looked, I'm like, that's not her boyfriend. Ooh. Now I am not minding my business. I am not minding my business right now. Okay, maybe she's broken up with her boyfriend. I don't know about that. I saw the guy stepping out. I'm like, this guy. Hey, you really worked hard. Immediately, I finished eating my food. Like 30 minutes after I went into my kitchen to wash up the dishes, I saw the boyfriend coming in, knocking. And the next thing I heard was, oh, baby, welcome. I'm like, yee, really? Aha! Another sip for that. You see girls with big ass. Hey, fear them. They are mighty. If you're not careful, they are going to take away your man from you. Be careful with them around your man. That big ass is powerful. This my neighbor, her ass is massive, and to think of it, she's still that young. I think she's around 22, 23. Her ass is massive. Do you know that from that day onwards, I started noticing different men, old, young, Christians, Muslim, they enter and come out. Enter and come out. That was actually when I understood what that woman was talking about in the compound. And then I started to hear that knock, knock, knock sound often. Then I've gotten used to it. I had to kind of mind my business. And whenever I see the boyfriend, I'm like, guy, you really don't know what's going behind your back, okay? You think you've got her? I'm sorry. Money got her. I kind of heard someone else say, she says, just to open your leg and then they knock. And then you take some money. It's not difficult. Oh, really? Are you serious? Really? And then on Sunday, people will dress up and go to church and be holier than thou. Some of you that are like that will still come to my comment section to criticize me. You should know where you stand with your God. You don't have to prove your innocence in the public, okay? It has to be between you and your God. That was on a serious note. Let's go back to our jokes. You see, I am not criticizing her. I am not perfect. I hope she doesn't watch this video. I'm not perfect in any way. We all sin differently, okay? Because you don't commit murder and you see another person committing murder doesn't mean that you are not a sinner. The best thing we can do for ourselves is to check our hearts first and make sure that we are clean before we start criticizing others, right? And it is also very good to mind our business so that we don't get into trouble. Let me advise you, if you're living in Nigeria, make sure that you are careful about the kind of houses you live in. Let it be where you enter your house, everyone minds their business, not face me, I face you, where people get to see things and they keep talking about it. There are some blessings that might want to come your way and they use the way they talk about you and block that blessing from you. My gist today, like this is my first time doing this. I feel like okay, let me just chit chat and gist with you guys and tell you few things that I've learned about in life and things that I've seen. If you've had similar experience with your neighbor, you can leave a comment down below in my comment section. Let's gist. Like I love gisting, this kind of gist. I meant my business, so but I love gist. If you enjoyed this boat ride with me, if you enjoyed cruising with me, leave a comment down there below in the comment section. Gist me of your own experience about your neighbor, or let's do a little, chit chat, gossip. Please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you whenever I post juicy videos like this. Until then, let's continue gisting in my comment section.